Happy Sunday to everyone out there that loves organized spaces. If you're not one of those people, I think this series of videos is going to convince you otherwise because as you may or may not know, I'm currently on a quest to organize not only my Lego room here, but also a storage room that runs parallel to this as well, both of which are in pretty rough shape currently, but getting better. I feel like this weekend I was very productive, although everywhere I look, I see something that still needs done, but I keep telling myself that this didn't happen overnight and it's not going to be fixed overnight. Just like gaining and losing weight, these things happen over time and you fix them over time as well. So it's like a lesson that I'm learning in like every aspect of my life. If you want something nice, you got to work towards it. And I thought I would take you on a tour of what I was able to accomplish over the last 2 days that I've spent down here, constantly working on organizing my space. While we're doing this tour, I ask that you suspend belief and pretend for a moment that you were in a first-person adventure game, because that's how we're going to be running this here, mainly because I switched my microphone around so you guys could hear what I was saying. There's me in the Ms. Pac-Man arcade unit, and just take you around here and show you everything. Starting with, I guess, the Ms. Pac-Man arcade unit. Is this going to stay here, Greg? Is that going to take up that valuable table space? No, I don't think so. I should find a spot for it, but this is one of those things I got a great deal on, and we had a lot of fun with it. It's just you're left with trying to figure out a place for it, which I don't have right now. Same thing could be said about this Xbox and this TV back here. Aren't really used at all, so they're probably going to find their way out of the studio and hopefully replaced with maybe some more Lego storage. Speaking of Lego storage, that's where these pieces are destined to go. These are some mocks that Clark had sitting on the table that I broke down, and this little bin here is, I think, a classic box that was broken down. It was just a bunch of unnumbered bags, so I put it all in there, and I thought in one swoop I'll go through and get this stuff all sorted out and put into the collection, and that'll free up even more table space. This stuff right over here, these are sets that we built while on vacation. They need broken down and inventoried and put into the storage room. Down here, this is a project that I intended to do a while back. I built this dude. I don't know his name. I've never seen the Eternals, but I got this set really cheap, and the worst part of this guy is his legs. So I wanted to build my own legs. Clark, man, he already did it once. He built these. I don't know how they really match. You guys will have to be the judge of that, but I was thinking of maybe making something that went with him a little better and maybe having it on display. We also changed the face up too. I think the face looks way better now. He kind of looks like an insect. In bad news, I could not find a place for the Disney castle just yet. There's nowhere for this thing to go, mainly because it's so tall. And this is what happens when you buy big Lego sets and why I'm very reluctant to do so, because you're like, wow, that's really great, but now where do I put it? And so far, it's been sitting here ever since Mrs. Brickitect told me it could no longer be in our front room that she remodeled. So got a Disney castle just sitting here waiting for something to happen with it. Over here, this is another project that I'm working on. Got these SpongeBob sets from a yard sale lot this summer, and I'm not a huge SpongeBob enthusiast, so I sold these to one of my members and a friend. So they're going to be shipping out tomorrow. I just have to break them down still, so I'll be doing that after this video. Other projects I did, and this you're probably not going to be able to tell at all. I did some wire management. You're like, Greg, you might want to go back to the drawing boards there. Yeah, I did a little bit. I need some cable ties, I think, or something, and I need to put like these on the wall. I think if I get everything mounted on the wall instead of on the floor, because this was just kind of like sitting out here, I think I could get this looking really good. So this is kind of like, I'm going to use this footage as the before, even though I've technically have already worked on this a little bit. It was actually worse. I want to get these cables looking like you can't see them at all. And even though this isn't Lego, it's still a part of my studio. So I thought I would mention that. But if you do like Lego, you probably also like Lego storage and shelving. And this is what I came up with. If you guys remember before, there was just one of these here. It was this one. Now there's two. They've doubled. They've multiplied. I mentioned how unfortunate it was that the Disney castle couldn't find a home, but the medieval blacksmith shop was thankfully short enough to fit onto my top shelf here, along with the giant Brickitect logo from Locked Door. And this is a little gift that we got in mail time. These were sitting on top of this over here. And I want that to be clean. I don't want stuff up there. So that's shelf one. Destiny's Bounty finally found a home over here, and I could not be more thrilled. I love that set. Don't mind the dust. It's so nice. And what complements that but some Lego flowers? That was just a situation where this was sitting over here. So I was like, bloop, let's just bring it over. And I've got a lot more flowers to add to that, so that could look rather beautiful if I continue on. Plus, I want to put some blue studs in there too. gorgeous. For this shelf, I want to bring you guys back around because this is an interesting one. You guys remember a while back, probably about 2 years ago, I ended up getting these Adidas Lego shoes. It was kind of like a raffle type thing that Adidas did on their website, and if you got drawn, you got an opportunity to buy these, which sounds about as dumb as it was and as dumb as looking as these shoes are, but I won these, and they've been in a box in the storage room for the last 2 years. And I just came across them and I'm like, dang, I should put these on display. But then when I saw them, I'm like, these things are absolutely hideous. So I was like, let me put them on eBay instead, see what kind of crazy money I can make off these. Well, it turns out that I think these shoes were $140 and they're selling for like $130 right now. So not a great investment. This is definitely not the Lego investment you'd want to make in your life, but they do look kind of cool on display, which is where they're going to be, I suppose. I'm still like holding on to the idea of potentially selling them. So I kept like all the stuff in here. They're all the shoelaces and things that are on there. There's also a tag on it as well. I just don't know what to do with these. I thought maybe just leave them in the box and put them in the storage room for years and years. But why not have them out and look at them? So there are some Lego shoes. I'm not a shoe collector by any means. I have one pair of sneakers that I absolutely love. And these aren't them necessarily, but that's where they're at. And I have some space beside there. So this is something, it's like a world exclusive, never before seen free space in the Brickitect studio. Not only that, but we have down here too, opportunities. I've now become somewhat of an expert at assembling these shelves, and that's a good thing because I believe that I'm going to order 2 more for over here. This shelf, I love it, but I feel like I could do better with this space. So I'm going to get 2 more of those shelves, and it's going to kind of come out a little bit further, like over here. I'm going to get rid of all of this. We have to make a video here. This might be my next video, parting out a whole crap ton of Lego Classic. That needs to be a thing we do. Let me get you a close-up on this so you guys can see what this shelf's all about. As you can see, there is it actually goes the whole way through. There's no backing on this. I think it'd be really cool to take that shelf and put it right over here where this is, like this. And then Clark could take his mocks off of this table where they all are, and then make that like his little mock display piece. And what I love about that is the fact that you could view them from both sides. You can look over here and see them, because this is kind of a wasted space anyway, because you got this post here, and the couch, sofa is right there. Look at it from both sides, and he could fill that up, and this table then gets freed up for maybe a small Brickitect Lego city in the future. With some trains, because that's I've been dreaming. That's pretty much everything that I have going on in here. Viewer discretion on the storage room of doom. I'll show you what's going on in here. Nothing much new. There is still a walk space. I put the Lego castle up there because I didn't know what to do with it. Oh, and look what I've got down here. I forgot about this. It's the haunted house. I got to build that this month. As I mentioned back when I started doing the series, I don't want this all to be organization. I want to have some fun too, and building that will be that. I do still have a walkway back here as well. And I got my shipping stuff kind of organized back there too, which is neat. This is like for eBay and stuff when I sell things, which I'm going to be doing. That's pretty much it for what I got done this weekend. Again, I feel like there's still so much to do. And as I come around here in the studio, you can see that. But like I said, this is all just making little progress. Just like anything in life, if you want something, you got to work towards it. And this is what I'm working on. And I appreciate you coming along with me on this. Hopefully it inspired you a little bit to get cleaned up. Maybe you're feeling thankful that your place isn't as bad as this. Maybe you're inspired to shelf it up, live the shelf life. But yeah, that's about it for this weekend's update. This week, I'm going to continue on the grind, and I'll keep posting you on it, including, and I'm putting this out there because you're holding me accountable, and this is really important for me. All those classic sets over there, we got to part those babies out. Free up that floor space. So that's going to be the next video. And I haven't done it. The only reason I haven't done it is because I want to make a video on it. So I'm going to make a video on it, and we're going to be parting out some sets together into the Brickitect Bricklake store that will never be for sale for anyone other than Clark and myself who want to build cool stuff, which is the ultimate goal. That's what this is all about. One day, it's going to be completely organized, and Clark and I are just going to be building cool stuff and sharing it with you, and it's going to be amazing. So stay tuned for that. Until then, we'll see you in the next parting out video.